wherever we're going to be after high school, we're going to be graduated. But importantly, we're going to be able to vote. We're going to be 20 years old, and we might have new experiences that might give us new insights as to what we value in a government. But what's important is that we vote. You often hear people talking about wasting their vote by, voting Republican in California, voting Democrat in Texas, but that's not true. There's only one way you can waste your vote, and that's by giving it to someone who you don't support. This election, we saw two of the least popular candidates in American history. It wasn't an election of, I support this candidate. This was an election of, I don't support the other candidate. As a society, many people have noticed a general shift towards divisive feelings in recent years, and this is a reflection of that. But we're not a nation that stands divided. We're a nation that stands united. We are the United States of America. Even though we can't all agree on one person, we can all agree on one thing: democracy. As a people, we did choose this man to be our president, and so we do have to respect him for that we elected him. So I hope he has the best presidency ever. That's not a condolence or or it's not a, I'm not agreeing with his policies. I actually don't agree with any of his policies. I'm not saying I like the man. I don't like the man. I hope his presidency is one we can look back and say that was a great presidency, not because he got everything he wanted to get done, but because he got everything we wanted to get done. But that's not what it looks like. So what can we do in 2020 to make sure that we have a president that we like, not a president that isn't the one we don't like? We can vote not for people that we don't want to vote. Okay, people vote strategically. They don't want to vote for the other guy. Instead, you should vote for who you want to vote for. So open your eyes to maybe the third-party candidates, perhaps. Many people that didn't fully support Donald Trump voted Gary Johnson because they share a similar conservative viewpoint on many economic policies, although there are some key differences. And many people that would have otherwise voted for Hillary Clinton voted for Jill Stein. This election had a pretty low third-party turnout overall. Most people did vote strategically. But if you vote for someone who you're not fully supporting, you're wasting your vote. And that's why I would call this election the election of the wasted vote. Not only do we have a candidate with an abysmal approval rating, we have a loser with an abysmal approval rating. No one's won, except for Donald Trump, I suppose. So we have to fix it. The president in Washington doesn't have that much authority over our personal lives. We do. No matter how high he builds his wall, we can still break down the walls that separate us as people. That's what Kindness Week is all about. It's about being kind to people, and whoever we elect as president, that doesn't change that. We've had two fine gentlemen in here, in one classroom, in one period, that have been nominated for that, and I can definitely speak for their qualification for that. Alejandro and Luis are far more qualified, in my personal opinion, as Kindness Royalty than Donald Trump is as president. And so that's what we should that's what we should focus on this week. We shouldn't focus on who controls the White House, whether or not it's going to be painted blue or painted red. Because that's not important. What is important is how we treat each other. The bonds we form, the barriers we break down. And that's what draws us